Off-site Etsy ads.
First of all, let's just take a look at my offsite Etsy ads, right? Since this is what the video is about. As you can see here in 2023, I paid over $2,100 for the ads, and that equated to over $18,000 extra in sales by having this on. It is an optional thing if you do less than $10,000 per year in a 12-month window, which we'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, the point is here, we take 2186 divided by 18,089. That's almost exactly a 12% marketing cost percentage. In this video, we're going to go really deep on why that is absolutely a crazy percentage for a marketing cost and all the benefits of what happens when you start pushing your Etsy listings to the Google and Etsy offsite ad partners, but we're going to cover everything in this video, so stay tuned.
What are they? Where are they? How much do they cost? Are they worth it? And are they optional? That is what we're gonna be covering in this video, so let's get into it. What are offsite Etsy ads? So inside your Etsy account, you have a marketing tab, and inside this marketing tab, you have two different types of ads that potentially could run from Etsy and controllable by Etsy. The first one is just regular ads, where basically you're paying to sponsor your listings to get pushed up in the search pages in the ad positions inside Etsy. This is just inside a regular Etsy page. When you look up a product, right, there's sponsored positions. And what you're doing is basically putting money, betting on a listing to basically give it the opportunity to get one of those positions. Again, you're paying for those positions because they're towards the top of the page. So unlike the Etsy pay-per-click, where basically, again, you're getting your listings pushed to those ad positions inside the Etsy platform, right? And you're only paying when someone clicks on that listing or that listing in that ad position. Unlike this, the offsite ads are actually taking your listings and pushing them to other platforms like Google shopping campaigns, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. Just to name a few more, there is Bing, the Google Display Network, other Etsy partnership sites, and Pinterest. So how do these offsite ads work? Basically, the rule of thumb here is that if you're an Etsy shop that is doing less than $10,000 in revenue per year, this becomes an optional thing for you, where you have the option to actually opt out of participating in offsite ads. Now, if you're a shop that is doing over $10,000 in a 365-day period, you actually do not have this option to opt out. You have to participate if you are doing Etsy marketing. And unlike the pay-per-click on regular Etsy campaigns, right, where you're paying only when someone clicks on the ad, the offsite ads are charged differently. So you're actually paying when somebody purchases from that click. They have a 30-day window of attribution. And in the media buying world, an attribution model is basically saying that from the time that someone clicks on this listing or on this ad, how many days are we allowing for the conversion or the purchase to happen that it still counts towards that click, basically giving the credit to that ad. So they have a 30-day conversion window or attribution window, and this is not just for one singular product. Etsy is saying that if you get a click from an Etsy ad and they buy one product and then 3 days later they buy a second product, they're still crediting the ad to those purchases. So you are going to have to pay a offsite ad fee for those purchases. Now, what are the offsite ad fees? Now, if you are participating and you're a new Etsy shop that's doing less than $10,000 a year in revenue, your fee is actually going to be 15% per purchase that come from your offsite ads. On the contrary, if you are over that $10,000 a year in yearly revenue in that 365-day period, your fee then gets lowered to 12%. Now, the big question here is offsite ads worth it? Now, I come from a pretty heavy media buying background, and anyone that I see complaining about the Etsy seller fees or how expensive the offsite ads are, whether that's that 12% per purchase or that 15% per purchase, the reason they're complaining is because they've never ventured off Etsy and they really don't understand how expensive traffic is not on Etsy. So just to give you some insight, even at 15% as a cost per acquisition price for a purchase, that is extremely cheap. And if that upsets you, then I would really suggest that you go open a Google Merchant account, a Google Analytics account, and a Google Ads account and try to run ads yourself. And you're gonna see for yourself how expensive it is plus the learning curve of setting all these accounts up, setting up your merchant feeds properly, and then also how much more expensive it's going to cost you. But before we go any further, I just am curious. I want to collect some data on what your personal opinion is. So make sure that you comment for or against in the comment section below. The reason why the offsite ad price is so cheap for us, meaning that it's only 15%, only 12% per cost per acquisition or cost per purchase. The reason we get it that cheap is because when you start running ads on these other platforms, especially Google, which is a huge one, you're competing against the entire internet. That means your website is competing against the entire internet. And one of the things that factor into the cost per acquisition is how indexed your website is compared to the whole internet. And it's likely if you are a smaller Shopify store, right, it could take you years to be on the same competitiveness or the same indexing SEO wise in comparison to Etsy.com. The Etsy.com URL is super optimized compared to any Shopify store that's been launched in the last 3 years. Now, the exception to that is if your Shopify store has been spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to index that website. Or you just had a viral product that just took over the internet and you had millions of people going to your website. Only then I would say that you're now pretty in line or competitive with the Etsy.com URL. And honestly, I think it's really cool that they make it a flat rate and their attribution window is only 30 days, right? So a lot of people add to cart, but they don't purchase for 3 months, right? And so that's a huge advantage to you. So a lot of people add to cart today, but they might purchase outside that attribution window. Moreover, if they purchase today and then they make their second or third purchase, 6 months later, which is a thing for return customers, you're not paying that 15% or 12% offsite ad fee again. As someone that's been in the e-commerce space for almost 6 years, I still have not been on a media buying platform that gets me a cheaper cost per acquisition than Etsy. But with that being said, I'm also limited to just my products and the products that I've been selling, right? You could be sitting on a viral product that just takes off on social media or in one of your ads and you get a super cheap cost per acquisition. But the amount of money that you're going to spend to discover what product in your collection is winning, you have to be mentally prepared and okay with spending or losing a lot of money to discover what products are going to go viral for your Shopify store. So I just want to make it clear that it's not that you couldn't have a Shopify store that has a viral product and then all of a sudden your cost per acquisition is almost free because it's just viral. I'm not saying that. I just personally haven't had that, and I know in my experience of being in this world that those types of products and shops come far and few between. So yes, offsite ads, in my opinion, are totally worth it. You can even see here that if I come in here and I go to settings and I go to offsite ads, I can see offsite ads stats. And it says that in the last 30 days, I've paid $200 to make $1,918. If you just do the math real quick on 1918 divided by 218, that's an 8.79 return on my spend, on my ad spend. That is huge. My break-even ROAS in my business is 2x. So we are wildly profitable with my offsite ads. And this just makes another point here that if you don't understand break-even ROAS or how to do ads optimization, I really implore you to watch some of my other trainings about ads, learning how to calculate your break-even ROAS when you know you're at profitability, break-even, or losing money. It's really important that you understand all of the pieces of the pie of your business as a collective, so then you can make higher level decisions on what's working and what's not working. And if you're feeling a little adventurous, go ahead and comment why you're either pro or against offsite ads down below. But overall, guys, that is what offsite ads are. That is what they have the potential to do for your business. But again, if you don't understand how to run ads on Etsy, do not just turn them on and blindly start spending money, because then you're at risk of wasting money. So make sure, again, you're watching my full training so you have a full understanding, a full psychology breakdown of why they're so important, how to run them, what it looks like when it is being done successfully, all of the things. All right, so make sure you cue those videos next, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.